Welcome back to Call Glass. My name is Evan Hill. Today we got a very special guest. We got Connor Willey, who I realized now is not pronounced Wiley after a conversation before the show started. Find him on TikTok, find him on Instagram, find him everywhere. He started a podcast, a little comedy, a little sports. I'm excited to give it a listen.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
stoked. I love talking sports. Let's do it.
Me too. So you got the Lakers stuff behind you. We'll probably start with
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
So you're from Southern California. You've been a Lakers fan your whole life.
Yes. Born and raised Lakers fan. Born and raised in Orange County, California, about an hour south of LA. So we only have a couple Orange County teams. That's the Anaheim Ducks and the Angels, and neither of them are ever good. So I had to tiptoe up to LA to root for some teams that actually win every once in a while, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm a Charlotte sports fan, so you're preaching to the choir on that one.
Yeah. I hear you. Yeah, it's been a rough go for you guys as well, huh?
Yeah, I thought this year was gonna be better, but then LaMelo and Brandon Miller are both already hurt, and my will is fading quickly.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the story with LaMelo thus far. And we can kind of touch on this too before we even get into Laker stuff, because I was just talking about this on my podcast as well. But we were talking about LaMelo Ball being like a winning basketball player, and like this idea of a winning basketball player versus a talented basketball player, which I think are two different things.
Yes.
You know, I think LaMelo is incredibly talented. I don't think that it's not that I don't think he can win games. Obviously, the Hornets got better when he got there. That's not the case I'm making. What I'm saying is, like, if you were to start the league over and just draft, like everyone got, snake draft, fantasy draft format, I would
vibes.
rather. What's that?
2K vibes.
Yes, right. Yeah, we go 2K style with it, right? I would rather wait and draft Lonzo later in that draft and pay him less than draft LaMelo higher and pay him more. Ironically, the Ball brothers are kind of a really cool example of, like, LaMelo's the more talented player for sure, but I find Lonzo to be a more winning player, and I love that play style as a complementary piece. And so I mean, I'd love to hear your take on that, honestly, as a Hornets fan. That's insulting.
No. It's a valid thing to say. I think he's more winning than people give him credit for. It's the injuries is why I wouldn't draft him as high as. And what sucks is he has his ankle thing again, right? That's why he's out, ankle impingement. And I went to the Minnesota game a few weeks, like it was last Saturday. So he was questionable going into that game and he played. He was a step slow. He was a step slow the whole game. He had an operation the end of last season on his wrist and his ankle to fix kind of the issues that were bothering him after his wrist and his ankle surgery from before. So the way that it was kind of, said to at least how I read it and how I got it from the organization was he's had these issues. The first surgeries, they fixed the immediate issue, but he's kind of had some lingering effects. This is going to be a small procedure we're going to do, kind of fix the prolonged issues, and he's going to be a lot better afterwards. I read it as, hey, maybe the surgery didn't go right. Maybe he healed funny, but he's going to be better now. He's not going to have all this pain. And now we're right back where we were to start. He's got the impingement. He's missed 3 games. And it's like Brandon Miller's been freak stuff. He had the scapholinus, I think is how you say it, like tear in his wrist.
Yeah.
And which was a freak thing. It happened to Bradley Beal. It happened to Jaylen Brown. And then he had like a subluxation in his shoulder, literally just playing hard defense, reach his arm out while a guy was going, just kind of popped the shoulder. Just freak things. Like those aren't, I don't think he's an injured type player. I think he just 2 bad luck plays. I think he landed on his hand funny when he did it. But LaMelo has had this history now, and I think he's a winning player. You see the plays of LaMelo taking the 40-foot jumpers, it feels like. But when you watch those clips, you're looking at LaMelo Ball. You're not looking at the 4 G Leaguers around him, where I would rather have LaMelo Ball take a 40-foot jumper.
Yeah.
Because when the Hornets, the first game of the year, they beat Brooklyn. I know it's Brooklyn, but they beat Brooklyn by like 30 points. And LaMelo took 15 shots. Because when he has the talent around him and he has a healthy team around him, he doesn't play like that. Sometimes he takes some dumb shots and you get frustrated, but usually in a shot clock, he can make better decisions. But if I encourage everyone, because I'm hoping that some people from your audience comes here and watches this.
Sure.
Watch the first 2 or 3 Hornets games this year when LaMelo's playing. He's much more engaged on defense. He makes better plays. Yeah, he has a couple shots where you're like, maybe you shouldn't take that. But I feel like a lot of star players do. If you want anybody taking those shots, it's the star players. I'm waiting on drafting LaMelo Ball or not drafting LaMelo Ball in this 2K fantasy draft league because of his injuries, not because of the type of player he is.
I hear you. And I think this season it seems like he's shown some growth in the short spurts we've seen him in. But again, the injury thing obviously is a problem again, which sucks. But I would be intrigued to see him with a team with some real firepower. Now, do I think the Hornets can get there with what they have in this Eastern Conference? Maybe. I think fully healthy, the Hornets could be a play-in team with the amount of talent they now have on the roster. I think you guys actually drafted pretty well.
Oh, such a good draft.
Yeah, and I think, if you guys make a couple moves at deadline or something, and if everyone comes back healthy, I wouldn't be shocked to see you tiptoe into the play-in. So, yeah, I'm with you. I would like to see LaMelo with some better players around him. Now, granted, every team's going to struggle with some injuries and stuff. That's part of what makes a good team a good team. So, to your point, when LaMelo being injured, the lack of success for the Hornets is certainly a testament to like the inability to construct that roster correctly around LaMelo.
Mm-hmm.
You see, like with the Lakers, for instance, we've had crucial players. Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and LeBron James have all missed games. LeBron's missed every game this year so far, and Luka and AR have both missed games, and we're 7-2 right now. And that's kind of, it's not like a comparison to our two teams. It's more in LaMelo's defense, I suppose, is, when you do a bad job constructing a roster, when you miss games, and like you said, you're playing with G Leaguers, it's going to look bad on your resume,
Yeah, definitely. No, the Hornets, I will say, we got a new ownership and new management 2 seasons ago, and you have seen the things happen since then.
Yes.
They have won every trade that they've made.
Yeah.
They have like the 3rd most first-round picks over the next 7 drafts. They have I think the 2nd most picks if you include 2nd-round picks. Dude, the draft was amazing. Con Knupple's him. If you haven't watched any Con games,
I like that kid. I like that. I'm a big fan of that kid.
So I had high expectations of him, and he's exceeding my expectations.
Yeah,
and
he looks good.
Ryan Kalkbrenner out of Creighton, 4-year guy in college or 5-year guy in college.
Yep.
He leading the NBA in field goal percentage right now.
Yep.
Had 3-4 blocks games in a row.
He's 2nd in the league in average blocks per game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And
then Sion James,
and then Kalkbrenner. Yeah.
And Sion James, dude, he out of Duke, he had a great. He's such a good defender. He is like a Lou Dort mold.
Okay.
Dude, he's the most muscle I've ever seen in my life in person. I got media credentials for the Hornets this year. Yeah. And I was on the court watching him warm up, and dude, his muscles have muscle. He's the strongest looking dude I've ever seen in my entire life. He is buff.
It's always interesting when a dude like that finds his way into the NBA, because it's such like a slimmer, smoother dude game. The basketball is such it lends itself to the longer, ganglier guy. And so it's always funny when you see the Lou Dorts and the Desmond Baines and the dudes that are kind of stocky and yoked and stuff, and they're out there pushing guys around. I kind of love having a guy like that.
It's Mike. Maybe wait till after the league to get all yoked.
Yeah,
No, definitely.
I'm hoping this. I don't know how to pronounce his name. The kid the Lakers drafted, Tiro. I don't know how to pronounce. He's got a weird name.
I can't say it either.
Yeah, Adama Tiro or something like that. I haven't seen him. He hasn't played any minutes yet. So
you haven't heard the announcer say it yet. It's a Duthero.
Duthero.
I bid you adieu and Thero. Yeah, he came out of Arkansas, I think, right?
Duthero, yes. Out of
I forget they drafted him.
He's gonna fit, I think, that mold. And if you don't mind jumping into the Lakers stuff a little bit,
for sure.
That's actually sort of something that I've talked about after seeing how the Lakers have started this season. Is we are? Am I allowed to cuss on this podcast?
Do whatever you want to do.
Okay. The Lakers are bitch made. Is what I've been saying. This has been my problem. Now we're 7-2, and we've won some tough games without some big guys. So it's not that we're not talented. It's that we need some guys with some dog. Mm-hmm. We need some size, and we need some guys who aren't afraid to throw their weight around.
Yeah.
This offseason, I think the Lakers had. I described the entire offseason. I've been very critical of this Lakers regime. The genie bus. Oh God, what's the GM's name?
Dude, he looks like the actor. Oh,
he looks like Rob Lowe.
Rob Pelinka.
Thank you, Pelinka. Thank you. I was only hearing Rob Lowe in my head because he looks like him, but that wasn't his name. Like so I couldn't think of Pelinka. I swear I know ball. But the Rob Pelinka Genie Bus regime, I was very skeptical of. We won in the bubble, and then after the bubble, we made that Russell Westbrook trade, and I hated that trade. I hated that trade from day one. I told people that was a terrible trade, and we looked awful for like 4 years after that. They made a bunch of weird decisions. I was clamoring for them to blow it up. I wanted LeBron gone. I wanted AD gone. I wanted them to ship everybody. And then finally we stumble into that Luka trade. And crazy. I have actually been pleasantly surprised with how they've handled things since. And I was telling people this offseason, we had an offseason where the Lakers ate their vegetables. That's how I've been describing it. Yes. It was an eat your vegetables offseason. We addressed the issue. We didn't have a starting center. I love Jackson Hayes as a rim runner and as like a lob threat guy, but he's a moron and he can't play serious hoops.
Yeah.
Sorry. He can play regular season hoops and he's great in December. Okay.
Yeah.
He's cool in November.
February hoops for sure.
But when you get to April, the guy can't be on the floor. So we addressed that issue. Ayton is a serviceable starting center. Mm-hmm. That's how I describe him. He's got, I think, I'm not gonna direct quote this statistic because I will get it wrong, but it's something like he is, I believe, number 1 in the league right now at opponent field goal percentage when he is the guy guarding someone within 6 feet of the basket. I believe that's the quote, but I may not have the stat exactly right.
But roughly something like that.
Something like that. He's playing. What I'm saying is he's playing serviceable defense. He's not known as like a dominant rim protector, but he's doing what he needs to do to affect the paint, which is what we needed. That's what we needed. We have a bunch of guys on expiring deals or friendly deals going. Like the books are going to clear for Luka this upcoming offseason. There's worse second options in the league than 41-year-old LeBron. Even at 41, LeBron James is your second guy, is still a good option.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves has proved to be an S-tier third option guy. Mm-hmm. We brought in some size and some defending with LaRavia.
Dude, I love LaRavia, dude. I was going to talk about him.
Big fan of his. Now, he makes some bonehead plays, and he's not the shooter that we need him to be. But he got when we just played the Spurs, and he got a big offensive rebound with like 2 minutes left that sort of won us the game. Now, we made a couple mistakes after that that could have cost us the game, but LaRavia got a big offensive rebound, and that's the type of guy he is. He's going to go out there. We finally, as the Lakers, have some dudes that can like go get us 25 every once in a while when we need to take the load off of someone else, and we haven't had that in forever. Marcus Smart.
Yeah, that's a dog.
Exactly. He's got some dog. That's what we need. We need more Marcus Smart on this team. Good locker room guy, vet. The Lakers this offseason, we didn't do anything flashy. We didn't do anything cool or exciting or like, super headliney, right? We just signed a serviceable starting center, a good wing player, a decent wing player, and a veteran point guard that plays some hard-nosed defense. That's it. We ate our vegetables.
Yeah, I was worried about Ayton, but he's definitely come in. I mean, he's averaging 7.5 points a game. Like he's doing what he's supposed to do. Doing what he's supposed to do. Dude, Luka's averaging 11 rebounds a game. That's crazy.
Yeah, I believe. Is he still averaging over 40 points a game?
He's averaging 40. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then Austin Reeves is 31.1. You were saying you need to go get you 25. He can go get you 50 if you guys are out. Like
he can go get you 50. Apparently, Austin Reeves is good for a 50 burger, which I think.
Awesome.
I've been high on Austin Reeves. Ironically, I think Concanipple reminds me a little bit of AR in a lot of ways. He kind of has that element to his game where it's like a lot of good footwork, pretty low, pretty grounded game, not a ton of like above the rim action, very below the rim players.
But like he makes a lot of good moves below the rim,
Yes, and also looks like can be like a secondary ball handler in terms of like playmaking ability as well.
Yeah,
which Austin Reeves I think is averaging like 9 assists a game or something like that. He's got to be
9.3. He's averaging more assists than Luka.
Right. Yeah. 9.3. Yeah, because he's had a couple games with like 15. I think he had a game with 16 assists. it was the second or third game that Luka was out in a row. Austin Reeves had just come off of a 50 ball and then I think a 40 ball. And then he came out and dropped like 25 and he was exhausted. And he ended up with 16 assists. And he's the like, kid's
somebody else.
The kid's going to get paid. The kid's going to get paid, by the way. I will say where I was wrong about this Lakers team this offseason is I had said, I was like, look, we had a good offseason. We set this up for the books to clear this next upcoming offseason for Luka. I don't know, as much as I love AR, and I really do, I don't know that he's the right fit next to Luka.
That was my mindset going into the season as well.
Yeah. And it's not that I don't think that's wrong. I actually still think that's right.
Yeah.
I still think actually that that's not the type of point guard you necessarily want next to Luka. For example, Jalen Brunson type of, not a super great defender, needs the ball in their hands kind of a lot sometimes. XYZ. We all kind of know the story there. You kind of want sort of, ironically, if I had to pick a guy off the top of my head, Lonzo Ball. Ball, perfect Luka guard fit, right? You need a bigger guard that can switch everything, that can cover the mistakes, that can kind of erase the mistakes that Luka makes on the perimeter because he can be a traffic cone at times. That was where I was wrong this offseason, is I was like, we might need to trade Austin Reeves because his contract right now is extremely friendly for what he gives you. And it's expiring. So someone can get him for this year at a really reasonable rate, and then they can extend him and pay him, which he'll probably deserve because he's going to go ball out somewhere else.
Yeah.
But he's just defensively not what we need him to be next to Luka. Now, I said that, and then we went into the year, and Austin Reeves has essentially willed us to 7-2 because he's just that good with the ball.
Averaging, what is it? 29 points. I don't know when we find the right thing. He's averaging 31.1 points per game. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I don't know how much like Lakers hoops you've watched this year.
I've watched probably what you guys are 7-1, 8 games. I probably watched 4 or 5. I usually do I got 2 monitors and like a TV. So I'm not intently watching any game except for the Hornets and the Hawks, but I will, or if the Spurs are on, I will intently watch the Spurs game because Wemby is just so good.
I mean, yeah, it's 2 words, must see TV.
There's
Charles Barkley clip, yeah. you know the Charles Barkley clip, right?
Yeah,
from NBA on TNT when he does that, yeah. But yeah, he's that kid obviously is special. But I'll tell you what, I mean, he fouled out against the Lakers, and I think we game planned for him pretty well. And that's another thing going into this year. I think some people who are lower on the Lakers, I think they forgot that last year we were the 3rd seed in a deep Western Conference. Now, it wasn't by that many games. Like there was obviously we were like 2 games ahead of the team in 6th, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact numbers on that, but it was something like that. We weren't that many games ahead of the team in 6th. Like third to even like 7th was a pretty close.
It was like 5 game difference tops. I think it might have been 4 between all.
It could have been closer to 5, but I think it was like Clippers, Lakers,
Warriors, and somebody
Minnesota
else.
Warriors. Yeah, something like that. And it just feels like people forgot that like that was without a true starting center. 40-year-old LeBron James was our best player for the large majority of the season. A massive midseason trade for a player, Luka, who's coming off of a finals run plus international hoops in the summer and an injury. So played more basketball than pretty much anybody else in the world. Played more high-level basketball than pretty much anybody else in the world on an injury. Came into the season hurt and out of shape. Had his life uprooted, and we lost our true big. So the construction of the team was bad. It was JJ's first year. It was his first year as a head coach. Our best player is a 40-year-old man. Like we should have been an 8th seed, and we were a 3. We were a 3rd seed. So I think people forgot going into the season, we addressed our biggest, like the glaring issues were addressed.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen a little bit of I would have loved Al Horford.
He'd have been such a good fit.
Yeah, like that would have been perfect for us. And we still do. We need a little bit of size and a little bit of dog because we're a little soft right now.
I was gonna say that because you're like Laravia is not a dog. Ayton is definitely not a dog. All I think about when I think about DeAndre Ayton is him being afraid of the snow and not going to the Portland game.
He's soft, bro.
He's
No,
soft.
he is. He's very soft, and he's got he just has like a whiny presence to him.
Yeah,
he's not like a real hard rim runner. Like he does what we need him to do, but ideally, he's actually a backup center, in my opinion. He is
in Hornets talks, and I was like, I don't want him. I don't want him here, especially with the culture in Charlotte. It's getting better, but I'm like, he does not need to be here. We do not need him here. Yeah, I'm like, I'd rather have Ryan Kalkbrenner than him, especially with the defensive purposes.
I mean, yeah, and especially for what you guys are doing right now, where you're like building this young core, and you're obviously you want young guys who are bought in. Ayton was the wrong guy for you guys for sure. But yeah, that's kind of been my like come playoffs. If we haven't added some size and some dog, I will be a little bit nervous. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I think we look pretty good. I like the team so far. I think JJ's actually gotten better. Mm-hmm. I think he's actually really unlocked Luka, which is crazy that I don't think we've seen the best of Luka Doncic yet.
Yeah, I think so. They were teammates. I think that's why, because they were teammates. I think that he understands him as a player a little bit different than a coach would.
Totally. And the guy that I do my other podcast with, he's a Dallas Mavericks fan, and he when that trade happened, he was actually one of the only people that was like, hey, everyone needs to pump the brakes. This trade isn't that bad for the Mavericks. And I actually agreed with, he has a very nuanced explanation of that I actually fully agree with. I'm not going to go through his whole explanation of that, but he did say, he was like, look, Luka ball may not be able to win you a championship. It's sort of James Harden Rockets-esque,
yeah,
but it's just a little bit better. So it was good enough to get him to a finals. But can it win you a finals is a different question. But he's very adamant that Jason Kidd is not a great head coach, and that Jason Kidd has hurt Luka's career thus far, and that he just wasn't buying into whatever the thing that Jason Kidd was trying to do, and it feels here that Luka's bought into JJ, and that JJ is sort of unlocking something for Luka here. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as like a non-Laker fan.
I 100% agree. And I think Luka, the biggest thing for Luka is just that what the Mavericks did to him, I think just flicked something in his brain. I don't think Dallas Luka could have won a championship, but this Lakers Luka might. This Lakers, I'm maybe not right now, but they have all this, like you said, all this money, dude. Tell me you're not gonna throw a super max at every guy who's a free agent in 2026, or is it 2027 when you'll have the big money? Because I think like Jokic and Giannis are both free agents in 2027, so that's where it becomes a question of like, I guess they're gonna be older then, but do the Lakers wait? But it's Luka's prime is gonna go for a while longer. He's still young, but
right. Well, and his play style, he's going to be great until he's 36. Yeah. I mean, he already plays in slow motion. It's not like he's it's not like he's Russell Westbrook where he's going to kind of hit a cliff at some point because he can't dunk on everybody. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens these next two off seasons with Jokic and Giannis, because obviously we're talking about two of the top 4 players in the league. I think it's consensus at this point.
Yeah.
Jokic, Giannis, Luka, and SGA are the top 4 players in the league.
I would have Jokic 1 pretty solidly, and then it's between
easily.
It's between if you want to put Shea above Giannis, I'm not going to argue, but I have Giannis over
Shea. I would argue it's Jokic in a tier of his own, and then the next tier is Luka, SGA, and Giannis in however you want to shape that. And it's going to be interesting because it does, to me, it feels like, I know a lot of people have been like, well, Jason Kidd's in that conversation. I'm sorry, Jason Tatum's in that conversation, or is Anthony Edwards in that conversation? Or Wembanyama is
going to be in that conversation very soon.
Is probably in that conversation already, and definitely will be by the end of the season.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at here is we have 2 top 5 players in the NBA hitting possible free agency soon, or possibly looking to be traded out. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going to happen yet, but it seems unlikely with the Nuggets just because they did mortgage a first to just do a Cam Johnson, Michael Porter Jr. swap, which feels like something a team wouldn't want to do if they didn't feel like their guy was bought in long term.
Yeah.
Now the Bucks are a little bit more of a disaster financially with everything they have going on, so we'll see what happens there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a AD from the Pelicans situation where a team has to just like, I know we can wait a year, but we just can't. We got to go now. and they just mortgage a future for it. I mean, look, I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't love Giannis to the Lakers.
Dude, Giannis and Luka just sounds like something that it would be
I mean,
ungodly amounts of alley-oops thrown.
I mean, it would just be it would be so. It would be like if Kobe and Shaq joined up when Kobe was also in his prime. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's exactly it.
It would be 2008, 2009 Kobe with 1999 Shaq. Like that's what that would look like. It would be bonkers.
Yeah, they don't trade for Pau Gasol. They trade for prime Shaq.
Yeah, right. I think Giannis is going to come down to staying with the Bucks. I think is still going to be an option, but I think it'll come down to Miami, New York, San Antonio, or the Lakers.
All the teams are in trade talks every time. Every time.
Yeah. But now especially too, it just feels like that could be it. New York feels the most likely to me.
Me too. Yeah, I agree.
Because you can stay in the East. It's a team that's already competing. It's you know what I mean. Like
they have the contracts.
Yes, they a cat swap, a cat plus picks, and maybe it's even a 3-team trade where Cat goes somewhere else. And maybe McCall Bridges is involved or something. We don't know exactly how it's going to look, obviously, but if I'm Giannis, I probably go New York just because that Eastern Conference feels so wide open. Because like Boston was so good, but now it's like, well, they do have some reshaping to do. Obviously they'll be good again, but like we don't know exactly how good, and they have to. That team was like very specifically like they got great deals on Porzingis and Drew Holiday. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we don't know if Boston is that Boston again. So the East feels wide open. I don't know why he wouldn't at least even consider the Pacers, but something about it just doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, no, they hate each other, and I kind of
hate each other.
I love that rivalry too.
Me
Especially
too.
With oh my God, the center. We lost our ball knowledge.
I know.
I was like Miles Teller. I'm like, that sounds like that.
I knew we knew who we were talking about. We just had the wrong person's name for whatever reason. Yeah.
Rob Lowe and Miles Teller.
Rob Lowe and Miles Teller. Yeah, we're gonna do some Hollywood talk after this. We'll talk theater. But yes, Miles Turner, the Miles Turner trade you were saying?
Yeah, well, and him like jumping ship in after all the kind of the ball controversy with who gets the ball, and then the in-season tournament, and that all happened, and it just it's just been like they're at each other's throats, and I kind of love it. Like I love the building of a rivalry.
Me too. I think we need a little more nasty in sports. We need a little more animosity. Yeah. Guys are getting too friendly with each other. Yeah, they're getting too nice, man. I want to see some people fucking hate each other, man. What we need is a Malice in the Palace. We need someone. We need some like real like national level news sports thing to break. Someone needs to really cross some boundaries.
Somebody's called Pablo Torre to pull some stuff up. Like we need to get going.
Right. Let's overturn some stones that are that let's get some toothpaste out of a tube it can't be put back into. You know what I mean? Like let's really get into the weeds here. I want to see someone pissed. I need that. You know what I mean?
Especially Giannis. Giannis would be so scary, angry. God, he'd be just one of the scariest people in the world.
I was watching every morning now because I started doing the podcast. It wasn't that I wasn't watching hoops before like I was, but every morning now I go, and the NBA on YouTube has like, they post the 15-minute like highlights, the 15-minute version of every game, which I think is great. Obviously you miss a lot. So I try to catch as many games as I can and watch the real thing when I can, but there's just not enough time in the day to watch all the NBA. Yeah. Man, first of all, Chicago Bulls, talk about a surprising team.
Dude, amazing. They're so much fun to watch.
Holy cow, what a fun team. They are
conversations he doesn't need to be in. People 4-point guard in the East. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, maybe with Halliburton out, I can understand some case for that. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to like really go through my rankings of Eastern Conference point guards, which is like that list honestly isn't super long anyway.
15 guys.
Well, and it's like, you got to think about it too. Like I was talking about this one with someone the other day, like the best backcourts in the league. There's not a ton of like elite backcourt duos anymore. Like we used to have, it used to be like Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Steph and Clay. There's other ones, obviously those are the first two that come to mind.
Those are the first two I thought of too.
Right. Even like Jaw and Desmond Bain, sort of at the tail end of those two, was like pretty elite for a hot second.
I thought about
But like
Jamal Crawford and Chris Paul. That's what placed my brain.
There we go. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm looking at the league right now, and I'm like, it might be Luka and Austin Reeves. That might be the best backcourt in the league right now.
Yeah. I would.
I mean,
think about it.
Maybe a healthy De'Aaron Fox, Castle, and Harper as like a 3-headed thing. I guess if you want to count that, right? You know what I mean? You have like Garland and Donovan Mitchell is definitely up there. But there's not a ton of like elite backcourt duos right now. And when we're talking about like the best point guards out east, like, yeah, man, Giddy is up there. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. Now, I think they're due for some regression here on like how much they're winning.
They're gonna hit a wall real soon, I think.
They are Charmin soft defensively. Yeah. I mean, Giannis had so many open dunks in that last game. It was Bucks Bulls, I think it was last night, a day of recording here. It was the 7th or whatever November was Bulls Bucks. And Giannis obviously is Giannis, so take it with a grain of salt, but he got everything he wanted whenever he wanted. He was dunking on everybody. Miles Turner looked big inside, which he doesn't know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Miles Turner was like playing some inside hoops and like dunking on some people and stuff, which isn't normally his game. And that's like a bad sign. It's a bad sign of a guy who's like typically a stretch 5 is like dunking on you, you know?
Vucevic, interior defense. Impossible challenge, bro.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things where like, they'll be fun for the regular season, but they will get stomped by somebody serious come April. Yeah. I mean, they will. Same thing with the Trailblazers out west. Very similar thing. It's like, hey, I'm happy for you guys. That's cool. You need this as a fan base.
The Blazers are at least like a tough. Like, they got a bunch of dogs out there. Like, they're gonna compete at least.
Yes, the Blazers are actually the exact opposite of the Bulls. They are absolute dogs defensively, but they are dog shit offensively.
If you put them together, the teams they can be elite.
There you go. You need to merge the teams. Yeah, that's what they need to do. We need to get a merging of the two teams. You'd have a nice squad there.
The Portland Trailblazers.
The Trailblazers. That would be a team I actually might believe in when the going gets tough.
I'd buy the jersey.
Yeah. I mean, and they've looked good, obviously, but they're another team that's like, I think by February they'll be like an 8th seed. They might now look. They might surprise me. I might live to eat those words, but it just feels like I don't know. The 2016 Atlanta Hawks. We were talking to this on my podcast the other day.
Yeah.
There's just teams like this sometimes, and if you were to make like the football, sort of 1-to-1 on this, it's like how right now like the Seahawks look great, and it's like the Colts, and it's like, whoa, this team is sick, and it just, to me, it reeks of like the moment they see a quarterback like a Pat Mahomes and a coach like Andy Reid. All of a sudden, this mystique of like the 2016 Hawks, all 5 starters are all stars. All of a sudden, you go see LeBron James, and it's like, actually, there's levels to this. Actually, there is levels to this, and that's sort of what the Bulls and the Trailblazers feel like right now.
No, definitely. I think the Blazers are the 5 seed right now, but I mean, currently the Clippers are 3 and 5. They're not going to end the season like that, and the Grizzlies are very confusing to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they'll be okay. I mean, the Pelicans and the Mavericks being that low with like basically like I think the Mavericks had their pick this year, but no future draft capital for them, and the Pelicans now having the pick next year.
Yeah,
the Hornets had the Mavs pick in 2 years for the PJ Washington. Grant
there you go. Yeah, that'll be a good pick, honestly. Yeah. The Western Conference landscape is fascinating right now.
Yeah,
because it's somehow both like kind of deep and also weirdly not. Like there's a bunch of good teams that should be better that aren't, and it just feels like
they're old. The Clippers, the Kings, stuff like that.
I'll tell you what, man. This Clippers team is a blow up candidate, in my opinion.
I really see it.
If I'm the Clippers, I am going, look, we've tried. We've done what we could. We are not beating any of the top 4 teams in the West. And there is no trade that this Clippers team could make at deadline that is going to change that. And then they only get older. They are so slow. I mean, they are molasses. I don't care if Bradley Beal is a little bit better than he is now come January. It doesn't matter. There's no like, I don't know how they could possibly turn this around. Maybe they'll surprise me and they'll do some weird thing and like maybe they're the third team involved for Cat and Giannis goes to the Knicks or something. I don't know. But like, man, if I'm this Western Conference, I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox is coming back with this Wemby Spurs, and I'm looking at this Lakers team who's missing their second or third best player right now, and they're already better than us. I'm looking at OKC who's coming off of finals run and looks better. I mean, they're number 1 in defensive rating and like number 3 in offensive rating, I think, something like that. OKC, they're top 3 in both, I believe.
Yeah.
They look like an absolute nightmare, and it's just like, what are we going to do? We're going to keep rolling out molasses James Harden and Kawhi Leonard to go get us 25 each every game and just to lose by 15. Why?
The Nuggets look so good too, and like the Spurs are the future. Like who wants Kawhi? Who needs a point guard? We'll give you James Harden for on a rental. Like we'll figure it out. The Kings will probably take him, right? They like all the old guys out there.
Yeah, the Kings are so funny. Now here's a question I suppose is like, maybe there's something with Ja Morant there. Now I don't know. I don't know what kind of juice that gives the Clippers, but like, I suppose there's a world where a guy like that brings a little more electricity to your team and is like getting out in transition. Maybe Derrick Jones Jr. is running up and down the floor and dunking on everybody. And like, John Collins is running. I don't know, but like, it still doesn't feel right, but maybe that's I don't know. I was talking to my Clippers. I have a buddy who's a Clippers fan. And he's like, the problem is no one wants what we have.
Yeah.
And I was like,
aging James Harden and like Kawhi, who might get banned from the NBA.
Right. And I certainly agree with like, yeah, people probably aren't like giving you any draft capital for 40-year-old Chris Paul or, the current iteration of Bradley Beal. But I was like, someone out there could use Zubox. The Lakers could use Zoo.
Yeah.
The Lakers I would love Zubox on this. I doubt it could happen, but I mean,
yeah,
they have pieces, man. Derrick Jones Jr. is not like a nobody. He's a great role player. And like you said, there's a team out there right now. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously the funniest one would be the Rockets for Harden.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
That would obviously be the funniest.
Could we get a 3-teamer and get Westbrook there too with the Kings?
Please, bro. No, what I want is Ja Morant on this Kings team. I want the Kings to roll out Ja Morant, Russell Westbrook,
Zach Levine,
DeMar DeRozan, and Sabonis. That's what I want.
Just a bunch of old high flyers, and then Sabonis, who's shooting like 1 foot inside the 3-point line.
I want him to bring Iguodala out of retirement. I want Josh Smith.
What's Vince Carter doing right now?
Where's Vince Carter at right now?
Get him off Amazon.
He's on Amazon broadcast. I don't care. I want a bunch of 37-year-old dudes trying to dunk on somebody. That would be my dream. I would watch every game. I would watch every Sacramento Kings game. It would be the funniest team in NBA history. But that's, I mean, I've there because there were some rumors that the Kings were interested in Ja, which I think is so fascinating.
Yeah.
So the Western Conference landscape right now, I just think, I don't know, maybe I'm too like 2K minded or like dynasty. I play dynasty fantasy football. I don't know if you play that at all.
I am in my first dynasty league. We drafted this last year, so I just started.
Right. So I don't know if I'm too of that mindset where it just feels like, yeah, we suck. Just send our players off for picks now. I know that's not how like the real world works, but God, if I can't help it to just like see a team like the Clippers and just go, what a perfect example of a team that should just demolish everything.
Yeah.
Destroy it, tear it down.
I agree. I was just Googling how old Gerald Green is. He could be on that Kings team too.
Bring Gerald Green back. Get Gerald Green on board.
He's only 39. He's 2 years younger than LeBron.
Give me NBA 2K14 Gerald Green on this Kings team, man.
With LeBron on the cover. That was one of the most elite video games of all time, dude.
So good. So good. People forget. People forget, dude. The intro.
Oh my god. LeBron throwing the chalk, but like it's animated, but it wasn't that good, but it was still amazing.
Yeah, but you still loved it as a kid. You're like, that looks so real.
Dude, my dad is from Akron. I'm a huge LeBron guy. Like a huge.
Hell yeah.
And what's funny is I'm a huge Luka guy too. I liked him coming out in the draft, and I named my cat's name is Luka, right? So like it's like this was before that, right? So the Lakers trade for Luka. I'm like I guess I'm a Lakers fan now. Like LeBron. Like, I mean, I'm obviously always gonna be a LeBron fan. LeBron is one of those guys who transcends everything, but.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's my GOAT personally.
Yeah.
I get the takes for. I'm a big tier list guy.
Yeah,
I'm big on ranking by tiers.
That's how I do my all-time grades.
Me too. Yeah, so I have tier 1 is Jordan, LeBron, and Kareem.
I kind of go Jordan, LeBron, and then Kareem's kind of by himself, just under them. You know what I'm saying?
And like tier 2 by himself.
Like my top 3, you have to have LeBron and Jordan 1 and 2, and then
yes.
Whoever. Like I'm not gonna fight you because it's not an argument I want to get into. And then Kareem's always 3.
Yeah. To me, he's in the same tier. Like to me, I actually do think Kareem being the GOAT has is fully like a case that can be made.
6 MVPs, man, it's crazy,
dude. Well, and then I mean, it's interesting too because like his resume is like really extensive outside of even the NBA. Like he dominated in high school. He was great at UCLA with Wooden in college. Mm-hmm. Broke a bunch of records there. Came into the NBA, won early and often. Played on 2 historically good teams with the Oscar Robertson Bucks and
Magic Johnson
Lakers, and then the Showtime Lakers. He was also like good until he was 40. Also, like people forget his longevity was great. Like he wasn't dominating, but he was still good. Yeah. He has everything that Jordan and LeBron have. Like every stat you point to, I'm like, this is why this guy's great. This is why this guy's great. Kareem is just quietly like, yeah, I got that too. Everything across the board. Kareem's like, I'm up there. All-time points list. I'm 2. I'm number 2.
I got like 5 rings.
What about the rings? Kareem's like, I got more than LeBron. I have 5. I have more than LeBron. I have 1 less than Jordan. Yeah. You know, I think he's top 5 all time in rebounds and blocks, if I'm not mistaken.
He's definitely I'll look. You keep yapping. I'll look it up.
Yeah, it might be top 10. Don't quote me on that. But sorry, am I yapping too much?
No, please keep yapping.
I'm all fired up on the Lakers, man.
No, he's number 3 in rebounds.
Yep. Okay.
So the blocks is a question mark.
Yeah. That one I think is maybe he's like 8 or 9.
I don't know.
I hope I'm not wrong about this. That would look really bad.
No,
I feel like I've been pretty accurate on everything else.
We've number 3 in blocks as well. So 3 in both.
Oh, number 3. I was right. He's 3 in both.
Top 3 in both, dude.
Fucking Willey Goat knows ball, dude. I'm telling you guys. The world needs to know. The world needs to know, man. I know what I'm fucking talking about, dude. Let's go.
Miles Teller, Rob Lowe, and Kareem being top 3 and everything.
I know it all. So I'm a big tier guy. And I do the same thing. With like my current players rankings. Like we were talking about, like the Jokic in his own tier. That's exactly how I do that as well. And then it just feels more like
fair.
It feels more like it allows for like, obviously it's hard to say if SGA is like better than Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like that's such a hard case to make, and it doesn't.
They play so differently.
Yeah, right. That's the thing too. Is like there's so many different play styles, and like it also just feels like what are we comparing here? They're obviously both fantastic. Like
they both shoot free throws.
Right. Yeah. What's the point of saying, well, this one's 3 versus 4? Like that's the same thing. You're saying the same thing. So tiers make a lot
top 5. Wow, crazy.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious. As so you root for teams. Well, you follow teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind talking a little bit of Hawks, honestly, because
dude, I'm here to talk about the Hawks.
They were an interesting case coming into the year because the Eastern Conference is wide open right now. Mm-hmm. The Celtics come in incredibly banged up. The Pacers are incredibly banged up.
Well, kind of blew it up a little bit, both of them in a way.
Both of them kind of like are, hey, we recognize this season is not going to be what we want it to be. So, we're going to kind of fall back here. And then all of a sudden you have emerging. It's like Knicks, Magic, Cleveland. Everyone has like this consensus 3 going into the year. I'll admit I was way high on the Magic. Way high on the Magic.
I made a preseason thing. I don't know if I can find it right now.
Okay.
I had Cavs 1, Knicks
Yep.
2, and I did like with records. And I had the Hawks 3, the Magic 4, and the Pistons 5. That was kind of my thought. I had the Raptors as the 6th seed. I was really high on them.
That's a bold take, but you're not far off because they're 8 right
seed
now.
So and I had the Celtics and the Pacers. I had the Pacers as the 8th seed. I had the Pacers as like the 14th seed, but that's because I know they're smart. They're managed well. They would be out of it and they'd be like, we're gonna tank. We're gonna get a good pick.
I mean, their best players out the entire year, saying that. I mean, that's a big jump. And then they lost their starting center, who's like crucial. Absolutely, I'm not. Yeah.
It was more like a respect thing. Like
totally.
The Celtics have a new ownership. That's kind of why they told the teams like we don't want to blow this team up. We'll let somebody else do it. We'll leave as champions or whatever. So I was like, they're gonna try to win as much as they can, but they're not going to.
Yeah.
I had the Hawks really high. I mean, they got dude. Dyson Daniels came off an MIP year where, I mean, he could have been in talk for Depoy with Wemby missing the time. I'm happy Evan Mobley won it, but he definitely could have been in those talks. Added Kristaps Porzingis, for very little. His contract's big, but having a guy who could space the floor on Trae Young seemed like it could be really fun.
The fit seemed great,
and you know what? He's played very well this year for what it's been. It's just Trae Young had Mo Gay ran into his leg and sprained his knee, so he's been out. He's been out for the last 2 games, and he's out for 4 weeks. So that's why the big thing.
Gotcha.
Dude, Jalen Johnson has played amazing. Jalen Johnson's been incredible.
This is why I wanted to ask this, because I haven't watched a ton of Hawks ball yet. But is it just that Luka's out? Is it just that Trae is out? Is that been the biggest issue? Because on paper in this Eastern Conference, you guys should be good. Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, Kristaps Porzingis, and Okongwu as a 5. I don't know if that's the best 5 you roll out, or if maybe you slide, Nah in there or whatever. You know what I mean? Or Hunt, whatever. What is this team missing right now? Why are you a 9 seed at 4 and 5 right now?
It's mostly Trae Young.
Okay.
They've lost to the Raptors twice, which is the bad losses, but the Magic beat them. The Magic's defense just was a little much there, and then their losses are to the Cavs, the Thunder, and then this red hot Bulls team.
Okay.
So, but I mean, they beat the Pacers, which you're supposed to beat. You beat the Nets. Actually, that was the game that Trae Young got hurt in.
Okay.
It was the closest the Nets have been to winning a game this year. Let's say one last night. No, they're still. No, wait, maybe they're not. Let's see. I'll make sure I'm not talking.
No, the Wizards are 1-8, but they're tied for the last spot at 1-8 with the Wizards Nets.
Yeah. So, but they did win a game, but the Hawks, they just a little banged up with that, and Porzingis missed a game, and I think tonight Jalen Johnson and Porzingis are both out, so that's kind of a bummer. Okay. They play the Lakers tonight, actually. So you would watch some Hawks games tonight. Yeah.
I'll be able to. Well, we'll watch a little bit of. It's probably going to be a thrashing if you're missing, your top 3 players there. But I was curious on this Hawks team because I want to see them healthy, because I had them ranked higher this year.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty high on the Magic. They've really disappointed me. I'm a big Paolo Banchero guy. I've liked his game a lot, and he just hasn't become what I wanted him to be. You know what I mean? He hasn't been the guy that I thought he was. I mean, on the stat sheet he is.
Mm-hmm.
But when you watch the games, it's he's just, and it's something when he gets, I think it's going to come with age. I think he'll figure it out as he gets older, because he's still pretty young. But I need him to figure out how to control a game a little better, if that makes sense.
I 100% agree. You look at him and you kind of, I was that media credentials for the Magic game. So I was on the court while he was warming up, and that was the coolest thing. And you look at him, and I'm see shades of Carmelo Anthony, shades of LeBron James a little bit.
Absolutely.
Kind of how when Cade started his career, and he was kind of he put up the stats, but the team wasn't very good. Not the Magic aren't good, but he had that that fire, and he's got that fire now. I want Paolo to get that fire. If Paolo gets that Wemby's going and working out with everybody. Can we go get him with Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Garnett?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like he is so similar to like a Carmelo, but you go back and you watch Prime Melo, it's like yeah, he was kind of like a score first, big three, maybe stretch four type of guy that needed like some ISO ball and stuff. But for that type of player, it felt very much like he was in control of the game still, even though he's not like a ball dominant point guard type of
Yeah.
situation, like a LeBron style guy. Even the Carmelo types, even scorers, you can still control the game to some capacity. You can still get to your spots and like really pick apart defense. I mean, Kevin Durant is the prime example of a guy who's like
Yeah.
controls the game as a scorer and not like a playmaker pass first guy. When you talk about like tempo of a game and all,
Mhm.
I want to see Paolo take this next step where it's like it feels like we got 7 minutes left in the fourth here. We need 4 points.
Go get a bucket.
Paolo, can you go get me a bucket? And can you like slow everything down?
Mm-hmm.
Can you slow everything down? Can you get to your spot? Can you play within yourself? Right now, it feels like that he's very reactionary as opposed to like bringing his game and his size to people, which is I think something that will come with age. I think he'll get there eventually. But I thought that leap was going to happen now, and I was bummed that it did because I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Cade take that leap right now.
Definitely. Cade can control the game and everything, but like I meant more like the fire. Like,
totally.
honestly, the other way, how he can control the game and he could go get a bucket all the time. But I'm not he's Paolo McCarr is much better than Michael Porter Jr. But how Michael Porter Jr. has to play off of somebody, that's what Paolo feels like. He needs Franz, he needs Jalen Suggs, he needs Cole Anthony when he was there. He needs somebody else.
At the moment right now, Paolo Banchero feels closer to Michael Porter Jr. than Carmelo Anthony.
Or like Kevin Durant.
Yeah, totally. And that's like sort of the breed of player that those guys all are, right? Like Michael Porter Jr. is the God, what's the comparison here? I'm trying to do this on the spot. This is going to be tough. He's the something of Carmelo Anthony's, right? You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say? Like Michael Porter Jr. is the
I was gonna say Greg Oden. That's not a good comp.
No. But God, he's like a role guy, but not. He's like a little bit better than a role guy. I don't know. Anyway,
he's the Cam Thomas of
Carmelo Anthony's, I suppose.
My first thought was like Ben Gordon. I don't know why Ben Gordon was my first.
Okay, well, you know what's funny? I was thinking like Danny Granger or like Brandon Roy, maybe like what it's
a little worse than them.
Even, right, exactly. I was gonna say he's like even a step below that, which is like that's the hardest one to find right there. But yeah, that's like I want Paolo Banchero to step into kind of the upper echelon of those guys a little bit. And it's not that he needs to be like, it's not like, oh, Paolo, we need you to go out there and average 38 and 8. It's not like I want him to get a bunch of assists or he needs to be like the scoring leader or, you know what I mean? Like I want to see Paolo find a rhythm where he's getting to his spots and he's bullying people because he's big and he's strong and he like, he can score well. It's just, he shoots so many like dumb mid-range jumper. Like, I just want to see his bag become a little more like sophisticated, I suppose, in a way that's like you're talking about, go get me a bucket or like control this game. It's like, well, it's not necessarily he's bringing the ball up the floor and facilitating. It's that we're running this set, right? We're getting Paolo the ball on the low block and he understands his spacing. He understands who's cutting. You know what I mean? Like he's seeing the game and he's taking his game and his size to a defense and imposing, because he's so talented, he's imposing his talent at his size on opposing defenses. And right now it just doesn't feel like that. I'm wondering if he ends up becoming sort of like an Aaron Gordon type, you know what I mean? Because like we thought Aaron Gordon was going to be the guy for a little bit. Now he's sort of become like a really, really S-tier role player, but he's a role guy, you know? And there's a part of me that believes that there's a chance that Paolo ends up there, which is sad because I really like Paolo.
I don't think he's going to be quite there, but he's definitely going to be above that. But, maybe how Melo never really won anything. When it mattered, it felt like Melo could control the game. But I love Carmelo Anthony. I want to say that first. I'm not going to disrespect Carmelo Anthony.
I'm with you on what you're saying right now.
He didn't win anything. It felt like when it mattered, he didn't take that next leap. And that not that he didn't have the fire, but it's kind of like you want to go to the Lakers, little mama mentality. Like he didn't have that. I'm going to go get it. Like he had his moments. I think back to that Bulls game. Was that on Christmas? I don't even remember. But like when he hit those late threes and took the lead.
Yeah, I mean that's a classic Carmelo game.
That's one of the best games I've ever watched. I've never watched that live and like.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And it's just like elite bucket getter, elite controller of the game. It just did not have that like. even like where I got, I feel like Cade has that like rises to the moment. Not that Melo didn't rise to the moment, but it feels like when it matters the most, he could never get it. Oh, you kind of cut out.
He was definitely clutch. He falls into that category of like guys where it's eye test will tell you they are hoopers.
Yeah.
Eye test will tell you James Harden, Carmelo Anthony, Charles Barkley, Damian Lillard. Mm-hmm. These guys are hoopers. They are in the upper echelon. They're top 75 all time. Mm-hmm. They are on some lists when it comes to like most 40-point games or most 60-point or they're, I think Carmelo's like top 15 scoring all time. I'm pretty sure. Like, dude, these guys historically, they are historically significant. They matter. They are valuable to the game. But when we talk about like being a winning player and like getting rings, which is sort of like, that's like the one step above that, obviously.
Yeah.
There's certain guys that just don't hit that. So I see what you're saying is like the take there is it's still possible Banchero can become, by the time it's all said and done in his career, if he kind of figures it out and matures his game a little bit, he can become that sort of guy that's like remembered historically for being great, but never wins anything. Yes, I agree. That's kind of the other side. Like that's one side of it. The other side of it is he becomes Aaron Gordon or Michael Porter Jr. That's my, I'm just saying that's his ceiling and floor right there. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas a guy like Cade, man, this kid's fucking special. I couldn't be higher on Cade. I think he deserves to be in some uncomfortable conversations at this point.
I 1,000% agree with you. I mean, he does everything so well. Yeah. And last year, I wasn't media credentialed, but I just went to a bunch of Hornets games. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need to go see both these Pistons games when they weren't good. Like they weren't supposed to be good last year. And it was early season games. Like
right.
The Hornets won both the games. That's to put it in perspective. Actually, two of the crazy games I've been doing in my life. Because I wanted to see Cade play. So the first game in Charlotte, I don't know if you remember this. It was the Brandon Miller had the putback game winner on them. So I had got both some relationships at in Charlotte and in the stadium and everything, and met some cool people. And one of the guys, he had courtside seats, and I was like, I was gonna joke with him that day. I decided I was like finally gonna say something like, hey, if you ever don't have tickets, just let me know. And he's like, I got 2 tonight. Do you want them, dude? I was courtside for that game winner. So it was me and my best friend and my brother were at the game. My brother does not watch basketball. He's getting into basketball. He's like, I invited him. He's like, yeah, I'll go. And I'm like, I was just by myself, and I walked back. I'm like with 2 wristbands in my hand for that. And he's like, me and my best friend were watching basketball, so we were little kids. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, he had 2 courtside seats, and my brother he's like, go sit there, bro. I'm gonna sit back because I used to just edit my ticket and sit close. I wouldn't think it was the Pistons game. Nobody was there. It was right. So my brother had a whole row F to himself. And it's nothing.
Hilarious. I love it.
And he was like, go sit there. And then it was an elite game. And then the other one was an overtime game, and Brandon Miller had 38. It was elite, dude. Both the games were awesome. But I'm so high on Cade. He's been a guy that I was seeking to go see after they had that season that they did. He's just so good. And
he has that draw. He absolutely has that pops off the screen thing. There are certain players. I guess this is sort of a thing that's the antithesis of what Paolo is right now, where it's at times you watch the game and Paolo, he just doesn't, you know what I mean? He doesn't have that thing where there's that gravity when you're watching the game. Cade has this gravity to him, man. You just can't not watch him. He's so silky with the ball. He makes the right decisions so often. Mm-hmm. He's also for a guy who plays a little bit slow motion, he has a little bit of that Luka, slow-mo kind of lull you to sleep game to him. He's also pretty explosive. And he yams on guys. You forget Cade Cunningham dunks on people.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
He comes off as a little bit of a soft, slow motion facilitator, shoot, a lot of handles. And all of a sudden he just gets downhill and rises up and dunks on a center. And you're like,
holy shit, on his shoulder. What just happened? What just happened?
He's so dynamic, man. And I'm at this point where I'm this doesn't feel, not that Trae Young's not a good player, not that Ja Morant's not a good player, but there's been some guys recently that have been thrust into some combos and they never expanded past that thing. Do you know what I mean? Franchises sort of gave him the keys and were Here you go. They had like a good season or two. Right. right.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. Sort of gave them the keys and they had a good season. You know what I mean? Like there was a year the Grizzlies were a top 2 seed, you know, and Ja was like, it was going off and it was like, oh, maybe Ja.
Yeah, maybe this is the Grizzlies in the future.
Yeah. And to me, there was a lot of like this sort of conversation around the guys like, you know, a guy like Trae Young, Ja in those situations. And now we're having these conversations around Cade. This conversation around Cade and what Cade is feels more like when SGA first started taking over in OKC, where it's like, no, this isn't just this kid's talented and this team looks good this year. This kid is unique. He is special. He is unlike a lot of other dudes in this league, and he is affecting games in a way that not many guys can. Pops off the screen. He's a leader. This Pistons team is not that good.
He elevates everybody, dude.
He elevates this team to a degree that, dude, like the Nuggets are a 4 seed with how Jokic elevates them. The Pistons are currently the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference with how well Cade Cunningham is elevating them. Like Cade Cunningham is a top 10 player in the league. And I would not even a question.
Yeah, I would have him like 7, 8, 9, 10, but definitely he's up there. And
I agree.
So I think the perfect way to put this with the Paolo talk especially is when I go to watch a game in the arena, you don't get to see people how many points people have. And when Cade is a guy who'll be like, he only has 12. I thought he had way more than that because he's impacting the game. Paolo's like he has 30. I thought he had like 15 because I didn't really see because all he's doing scoring. Like when I went to the Magic game this year, Paolo had 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists at half. I'm like, oh, Paolo's gonna have a triple double. He ended with like 29 and 9. He did not do anything else other than score the rest of the half. And they won the game, and they needed him to do that. But it's like, he it's feel like he can't do both at the same time in a way.
He's a little bit less dynamic.
Yeah, and it's like when you're watching a game in person, or even if you're like not looking at the points or they're not popping up, the guys who are those guys, like, because Cade isn't just a floor raiser; he's a ceiling raiser. You know, he does both, and there are only a handful of guys in the NBA that do that.
Great way to put that. Yeah, Duran is a great example of having his ceiling raised by playing with Cade.
So, like Chris Paul was an all-time floor raiser. Didn't raise ceilings like crazy, but all-time floor raiser. You know, there are guys who are ceiling raisers when you have good teams.
Definitely.
And who you have a good team, you put him on there. Like Aaron Gordon is a ceiling raiser. I wouldn't say he raises your floor, but you have him on the court. Dude, Cade, like guys like Cade, like Luka, LeBron, those are those guys who do both. Like even like I would say Brunson's a lot more of a ceiling raiser than a floor raiser because you have to have a good team for him to succeed.
Yeah,
if you have a good team,
I get you with that.
Yeah, Cade does both. Like
absolutely,
I love basketball. Like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about good Cade is. Like he's just so good.
Dude, I'm with you, man. He really does have this effect where it's like, it's you know what it is? It's like feeling totally confident that you can buy all in on a guy and not be disappointed. There's a feeling that comes with that where it's like, God, I love the way he plays the game. I'm fully bought in, and I don't think this is a flash in the pan where 2 years from now I'm like, I wish I wouldn't have spoke so highly about. You know what I mean? Like 4 years ago, if you would have spoke this highly about like when Ja was first popping off, you might now be like, it's kind of like sort of not what we thought it was going to be.
Duke Zion. You're like, this guy's he's gonna be in conversations. It's like,
right. And it's like, well, he's in conversations. They're just not good ones. No, man, this kid's fucking electric, man. And I think that's a great way to put it. If you were to watch basketball without the box score, without the score, without knowing anything about what was happening, if you just came into basketball raw, you were watching them play it as if it was like pickup basketball, right? Yeah. Cade is one of those guys where if I was watching the Pistons play any other team in the league, I would instantly go, he's like the best player on the floor right now. Yeah. That guy's like the best player on the floor, right? Like everyone knows that.
Yeah.
And it's weird because like the NBA doesn't push that at all.
Yeah.
Like, let me ask you this. Who's better, Cade Cunningham or Anthony Edwards?
They are of a similar tier to me. I would maybe put Ant a little bit higher just because of the overall success. Okay. But like Cade, God, if Cade has another season like he had last year, let's say, like, because people forget how close they were to beating the Knicks last year. Didn't they go
Yeah.
Game 7?
Yeah,
And like,
dude.
and the BS call in Game 6, like they really should have won that game.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact details of like which games it happened and what games they went to, but I do remember watching that series go, the Knicks look more uncomfortable with this Pistons teams than I thought they would, and it was because Cade Cunningham was fucking elite, you know.
Dude, he was incredible.
He was so good. And that's, you know, this is the point I was trying to sort of make there. I'm kind of pulling up my like list of where I have guys ranked in the league right now. I was curious to see where I had Cade because I haven't edited this list in a while, and I think I'm due to move.
I bet you got him like 12.
Quite a bit. No, I don't think I've touched this since like start of last year, and I had Cade at 19.
Ooh.
I had him in tier 3, behind Book, Embiid, KD, AD, Siakam, Kawhi, Braun, and JB. Which
he's above every single one of the guys now.
He is now. Right now, I would put him with Book and Ant in like tier 2 of the players in the league.
Yeah.
I would move him into top 10 for sure. There's some guy I'm like looking at the league right now. I also like at the time when I made this, Donovan Mitchell was like on an absolute heater. So I have him at 7 on this. You know what I mean? Like I've got
he was coming off a 70-point game the year before. Like,
yeah,
I understand.
I haven't had a list in a year. So you know,
he's still like a top 15 guy in the league still. Like, you know, like, yeah, like he's not like, you know, no respect. You know, I got love for the Cleveland.
Oh, he's a tier 3 guy. In the rest of those, you know, some of those names I just named there. But I'm gonna update this list, you know, soon here. But that's the question to me is we're looking at these tier 2 guys, which in my opinion is like Tatum, Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Devin Booker. That's like the very clear 5 in the tier 2 that are behind the consensus top 4, right?
Yeah. And you got like, you have guys like LeBron and Steph who could like, you know, they're old, but you kind of maybe had those conversations. But like, if you have them in there, I'm not mad. If you don't have them in there, I'm also not mad.
Yeah. But that's the thing, man, is I'm like, listen, I think Cade Cunningham is closer. I'll put it this way. Cade Cunningham is closer to being as good or better than Jason. Well, Cade Cunningham is closer to Jason Tatum. Everybody healthy, all things considered. Cade Cunningham is closer to Jason Tatum than he is to like Jaylen Brown, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? Like that echelon of player. He's closer to that like top 5 than people think. And it just, to me, it's just interesting that like Anthony Edwards kind of became like this poster boy. Oh, he's the American. We got to make him the face of the league, you know, because right now the 5 best players in the league aren't American. Which is hilarious. And our last 5 MVPs haven't been American.
What was it? Harden was the last American MVP?
I believe so. I believe it was James Harden was the last American. I would put right now, I would put money the next American MVP is either Jason Tatum or Cade Cunningham. I think if this Pistons team does right by the Pistons, if the Pistons team does right by Cade Cunningham, he could be the next American MVP because I think he's that good. I think he's that close to those guys.
I can see it. I mean, we're overlooking Concanep a little bit, but we'll get past that.
Hey, man, him and Austin Reeves will be the next probably 2 on that list for Americans for sure.
We need an all-American first team All-NBA.
Yeah. Maybe maybe if we're talking just like white boy Americans too, like some corn-fed Americans. We got like
Cooper Flag in there.
Walker Kessler, Cooper Flag. Yeah.
The list just stopped. Fall off a cliff.
Yeah, it all of a sudden became very hard to think of who was next on that list.
We're forgetting someone so obvious.
Jake Laravia.
Yeah, Jake. I'm not even confident that he's American because of the last name.
Yeah, that's true. I actually don't know for sure.
His grandma's from Prussia.
Yeah, right. I have no idea, actually. That's a good point. I don't know.
Let's Google.
Cam Spencer. Backup point guard for the Warriors. Cam. Yeah, we're putting together the All-American boys here. Hey, you got to see some.
He's from Pasadena. Laravia's from Pasadena.
We take that.
California boy, there you go.
Yes, love it. SoCal boy, right where he belongs with the Los Angeles Lakers. I love it.
Welcome home, bud. Welcome home.
Yes.
Tyler Hero. I forgot about Tyler Hero. Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah, Pritchard's up there.
I looked up a list. They have Chet Holmgren.
Yes, Holmgren and Hero were the two that we were really forgetting.
Yeah.
Those were the two biggest ones I think that we
Oh,
forgot.
when did this list come out? This says best American. It's because it's fan voted.
Ah,
Austin Reeves is 1
yes.
because of Lakers. Chet Holmgren 2, Tyler Hero 3, Peyton Pritchard 4, Caruso 5, T.J. McConnell 6.
Yeah, there we go. TJ McConnell.
Pop.
Now we have Kalkbrenner as well, who's in there.
I didn't even think about it. Liam
We also
McNeely,
have
Pat
who?
Connaughton, Liam McNeely, Pat
Yes,
Connaughton.
Pat Connaughton. We also have AJ Green of the Bucks, I believe.
Yeah, Dalton Connect. You forgot about Dalton Connect. There you go.
Yeah, we got Trace Leches out there.
Max Strus. Oh man,
Strus McClung, who deserves to be on an NBA roster. I'm sick of him.
Dude, how did he get a 3-year contract and get cut? I'm angry.
Sick of it. I'm sick of it, dude.
Kevin Love, get him in there just for the mentorship.
Who are we forgetting?
The list is here. I mean, we're pretty comfortable. I mean,
yeah.
Chris Braun and Dante DiVincenzo, TJ McConnell.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah.
Caruso,
Okay.
Caruso.
Well, what I was going to ask is I don't know why I said is 3 times like that. Is Chet Holmgren better than Austin Reeves?
I don't know.
Is he? Can Chet Holmgren get you 50?
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
Maybe, dude.
I don't know. I think that's a good question there because I don't like how quickly you said, obviously Austin Reeves is 1 just because the Lakers vote.
Well,
I don't like I don't like that assessment.
Well, listen, we all know his con is what. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
No, but I would just, for both sides of the floor, I'd probably have Chet higher.
Okay.
But I would, we could put him in similar tiers. I would. Austin Reeves has impressed me this year.
Yeah,
and
I think a lot of people are in that same boat. Sorry, go ahead. I cut you off. What were you saying?
No, that was kind of. He's impressed me. I think that his ability to create has been something that's impressed me. I didn't think he was kind of just like a scorer in my mind, like how Tyler Hero runs a point guard, but he's not really he's not going to get you 9 assists like Reeves has. And he's still not a great defender, but he's made some adjustments this year. He's been okay-ish.
He's like a Steph Curry defender where it's like, yeah, on ball in the perimeter, he's not like a ball stopper. He's not going to pick anybody up full court and like really give him problems. Like, it's not like watching like Davion Mitchell go out there and be a dog. Yeah. It's like what his strength is that he has good anticipation and he's good in passing lanes and he'll swipe here and there and like he can still have an impact defensively. He's just not a good defender, which is 2 different things.
Yeah, the American Whites, we don't have a dog like that.
No, we need some dog. Well, Caruso.
We do have Caruso. I didn't think about
and McConnell. Caruso and McConnell.
Caruso more, I would say though.
Yeah. But no, I think people who don't watch like I've watched obviously a ton of Lakers because they're my team, so I knew that he had that in his locker. I think most people who weren't Lakers fans, even people who know ball and watch a lot of NBA hoops, did not realize that like Austin Reeves often was taking playmaking responsibilities during stretches of games and like doing it well.
Yeah.
And like very, very calculated scorer, like an efficient, like gets to his spots well for a guy that's like his size that doesn't really get to the rim super hard. You know what I mean? Like, for a dude who you'd think would be like kind of limited offensively, his handle is really impressive, actually.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people realize his handle is like maybe top 7 in the league. Like,
you're pushing it, but I like Austin Reeves.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, people do not realize his handle is clean as fuck. It's not super flashy. Like, it's not a handle like I'm not saying he's like got Kyrie level handle. I'm not like trying to push that. I'm saying like when that dude is handling the basketball, his dribble drive moves to get around guys with just true like bop 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 dribble moves are like so much better than people realize. They're on a pretty high level. Maybe 7 is pushing it, but they're up there.
Top 20. You said top 20, I'd be like, yeah, I can see it.
Top 15.
Dude, it's funny. I'm looking at the Hornets roster. They added, if you count 2A guys, this offseason they added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 American white players this offseason.
Nice.
It's crazy.
That's why they're losing. And that's exactly why their team sucks. Right there, we figured it out. You have to stop adding the American whites.
It's always our fault, right? It's always our fault.
Well, and it's just not a recipe that has worked ever. We have to we need less American whites is what
Yeah,
what
you
we
know,
need.
Bob Pettit's not around anymore. There's no more Larry Birds in this league, man.
Yeah, Bob Cousy's not the prototype anymore. Okay, everyone's going European. They're going big and long and athletic, and we have AJ Green. You know,
I miss Bill Walton. Bring back Bill Walton, man.
right? Yes.
Oh man,
Hell
did
yeah.
I? This was fun. You know, I
It
do
was
these
great.
with people, and we just talk until the talking stops. And honestly, I think I had to stop because the talking won't stop. We're having to get
Brother, I could go. I could go. I could
Man,
go.
this
I
has
mean,
been-
I've got it's all up here all the time. I needed to yell it into a
Dude,
microphone.
I just yell it at my fiance 24/7,
Yes.
and she's like, so she calls Giannis Yanni Vowels.
Yes, Yanni Vowels. I like that. That should be adopted by more people. That's a good nickname.
Yeah, like she's
I like that one
because we have recorded her. I've taught her to say Giannis Antetokounmpo about 100,000 times,
Sure.
and she's like on poop to it's
who's
you
gonna-
know,
who's
and I'm
gonna
like
say
I'm
it,
like
right?
I'm like that's fair. I'm like
Yeah.
I'm not blaming you. She
Totally.
got Wemby down. She can say Wembenyama pretty good. So
That's a tough one too. So kudos.
yeah. No,
But no, this was great, man. And I love yapping. I love yapping. I love talking hoops.
Me too, man.
So this is perfect for me. I enjoyed it, and I could go for much longer.
Dude, me too.
I hear ya.
We'll have to do this again. We'll do this again.
Yes,
maybe like a
absolutely.
month. Maybe the Lakers will be
Absolutely.
doing better. The Hornets will be doing better.
Yeah, we'll have to rip an update and see, how wrong I was because I normally, we'll have to
Cade's
check
gonna
back
fall
in.
off a cliff.
Yeah, we'll have to check back in. We'll check back in 2 years, and I'm gonna go. Yeah, I was wrong. I gave a very
I put
impassioned
all my
speech
chips
about
in.
Cade. All in on Cade. Said some mean things about Ja for no reason.
Paolo Banchero, we were slandering him.
I was slandering. I gave a speech about Cade Cunningham. I went on for 15 minutes. And I was wrong.
The Magic are gonna beat the Magic are gonna beat the Pistons in the playoffs next 2 years and win a ring. And there's gonna be clipped to hell, and you're gonna be like, man.
Shit.
You're like, you said Cade's the guy you can bet all your money on. He's just gonna And I believe in it. I think you are 100% right in that. And I'll go. If this is the Titanic, I'm going down.
We'll go down together. Yeah, absolutely. We'll go down together. Love it.
It's 8 p.m. right now. It's so funny. I'm a Coastal Carolina football guy. I live in Conway, South Carolina. So I had the Coastal game on because they were up by they're up by 25. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can just record and we'll have the game on just in case. And the game is ended. I'm looking over. It's UC Davis versus Idaho on ESPN Plus. I just love it. That's where the game goes. In the Idaho dome.
Yeah,
I love it, dude. They just ran a double
UC
reverse.
Davis. California school.
They're ranked 12th and they're up on Idaho. Shout out.
Really?
Yeah, it's 8:00 Eastern, so that means that the Hawks and Lakers game is gonna start, and so we can both.
Hey, there we go. Perfect timing. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, there we go. Hell yeah.
Well, Connor, dude, I had such a good time. This is good.
Me too, man.
Dude, I'll have all his links below. I'm hoping more that you bring people here more than I'm sending people to you, because I mean, I had a video do well recently, and doing well for me was 1,000 views, which was awesome for YouTube. But
hey, dude, you got to take your wins where you can get them, man. I love that.
I'm taking them. So
brick by brick, brother. You got to start somewhere, you know.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. That's a great win. 1,000 people. Picture that. Dude. Picture that. People forget, dude. Picture 1,000 people in a room. That's a lot of people viewing your video. That's awesome, man.
That's like
congratulations.
That's like 4 NBA sections.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
Next stop, 2,000.
Oh yeah, maybe this video. You gotta share everything.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm there. I'm all over.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Just enjoy. I hope your team wins tonight. If you're watching basketball tonight, unless they're playing the Hornets, then I hope they lose or the Lakers.
Yes.
Sorry, Hawks.
Hell yeah.
No, the Hawks fans are upset right now. They're not how the team's doing, but
yeah, I don't blame them.
Thanks so much for watching. This has been Call Glass. Just enjoy life and enjoy basketball.
Hell yeah.